Now, one of the biggest challenges music artists face is breaking out in the entertainment industry. The power of social media is one that can never be overlooked. The young man who was joining us this morning as my guest with a placard, a single placard, was able to capture the attention of one social media user, and a single post is about to change his life. We have Shehu Adeboale Timothy, also known as Flowsure, who is an up-and-coming musician, but his hunger to succeed transcends any challenges he might have faced or will face. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
We saw your tweet. We saw a tweet, and the tweet was of you carrying a placard saying people should listen to your music so you don't disturb anybody.
Yes.
Let's talk about what led you to the point where you felt like you needed to do something. Dog, and that's it. It says, my new song, kindly stream my new song so I won't
disturb anybody for help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your journey.
Basically, I've been into music professionally since 2009, and it's not been an easy journey for me. So I felt like nobody's going to help, no investor, nobody. Because even the people I actually felt like would help me, I reached out to a lot of people, but it wasn't really, they weren't really coming through for me. So I just felt like, okay, let me go on the street of Lagos myself. I had to call a friend. He's an international footballer. So I called him, like, it was in Nigeria as at some weeks back. So I told him, guy, come, let's go to the street of Lagos since nobody's willing to help me and all that. And so it won't look like I'm just doing music for the fun of it and all. So I just felt like, okay, guy, this is the plan I have. Let me go to the street of Lagos, on the street of Lagos rather, do this and all that. And let me just see the outcome. And luckily for me, I got to the street of Lagos. I was supposed to spend 20 minutes there in the traffic. Then I was like, okay, guy, once it is 20 minutes, based on the fact that there's no confidence and I'm shy, just let me know so we can easily, like, quickly leave this place. And 20 minutes turns to 6 hours.
Wow.
Based on the fact that the response and the way people in the traffic responded, and it was so encouraging, like I felt like, oh, wow. So I did that, and I came down to the mainland to just ease the stress, because I felt like since nobody's helping me, that let me just give my music the last chance. Then if it doesn't work, I'm quitting. Because being in the music scene since professionally 2009, it's not easy. Nobody to, you have to pay the producer, pay the sound engineer to mix your song and all. And at the end of the day, you don't have streams, you don't have people noticing you and all that. You want to get a show, you have to pay people to help you book shows and all those kind of stuff. So it was so frustrating. You're just investing money and you're not getting anything back. So I felt like, okay, let me just try. And I tried. And luckily for me, this man called Mr. Ayo Bankole, took a picture of me, and he was like, okay, let's see how it goes. Then he wanted to post it out that day because he was going for a meeting. According to him, when he called me, he was going for a meeting. Then he said, when he got to the meeting, he totally forgot. Like 2 weeks after that, even myself, I forgot that I did something of such. Then I just saw, somebody just called me. Lecon's ex-Big Brother, season 5 photographer called me. I was like, boss, where are you? You're trending, on Twitter. I was like, trending on Twitter, how? Because when you hear something like of such, like you're trending on Twitter, is it that the negative, like the chances of you trending on the negative aspect is always very high.
So what was the first thing that came to your mind when
I was scared. Like, hey, I was not thinking that which of my exes have I offended that must have posted my nude or something. Sincerely speaking, I'm this kind of person that is open. I was like, who would have posted something of? It wasn't like, congratulations. When I heard the congratulations, I was like, oh, okay,
something
it's a good news. I was like, okay, guy, he called me around 9 p.m. And I'm like, where are you? I was like, I'm on the mainland, so place. And I gave him my location. Then he took bike under the rain that night to come and meet me. Then he told me, he now showed me everything. Then I reached out to Mr. Ayo Bankole, one way or the other. I was able to reach out to him. Then the man was like, bro, no vex. So I didn't want to post it before, because at the moment I was supposed to post it, I didn't post it, I forgot. I felt like, okay, it was already past. When the guy needed the help, he didn't get it. So like 2 weeks after, it was not like his WhatsApp was telling him no insufficient space or whatsoever, that he needed to delete some stuff, applications and whatsoever. Then he stumbled on my picture, like, now this guy be this. let me just post him. He was not like doubting that, no, when he needed the help, I didn't
post it, okay.
Will it be useful now? Then he was not like, oh, let me just post it. Then he posted it, he now went to sleep. An hour later, when he came back, the response and everything he saw, he was like, oh, wow. He was not like, okay, let me put in my effort in this so that I can reach. Then later, the man now called me, was not like, do you know that I'm over 15 countries right now? Over 15 countries.
Wow. Now, did you have a Twitter account before this happened?
Yes, I had.
Okay, talk to us about the impact that going viral on Twitter because of this bold move of yours. Talk to us about the impact it has had on your career.
Because since then, I've not really had like, in 24 hours, I've not really had like 4 hours sleep. It's not been easy. I used to be fatter than this, but I can't complain because it's what I've always prayed to God for. So when God has decided to like, okay, it's what you've always asked for over the years, who am I to complain?
Okay.
Now, I'm not in charge of my Instagram and my Twitter because I just handle my calls myself. The Instagram, Twitter, I decided to give to my brother to like manage those accounts for me because me receiving calls alone is just like I'm a customer care service attendant. So basically it has been like that for me.
All right, so some of the challenges that you expressed that you went through before this moment where you had no funding, no support in some way, producers, you had to pay. And thank you for being honest about the realities of what it takes a young music artist to start out a career, because people just think, I mean, yes, there are people who get lucky and in social media terms, they say blow through one clip on social media, but that's not the reality for a lot of people. You have to sing, mix, master, record, promote your songs. All right. Now, would you say that there've been an improvement in that regard in terms of funding? Is there something that you would like to see? Is there something that has changed from what was?
Yes. What has actually changed right now is the fact that I am being recognized in Nigeria and internationally. That alone is like, what else am I looking for? But there's still a lot I'm looking for. Yes, a lot I'm looking for right now. Because being there, my face being there, my tweets and everything, people listening to my song, I still need more streams because I have a lot of responsibilities and all, because I have a lot of things to offer. And I'm even proud of the fact that I couldn't even imagine at some point that I'm able to like influence and impact the youth of Nigeria to like stand up and face their struggles and never be ashamed of their hustle. Is one thing I've come to realize is that once you're not ashamed of your hustle will never be ashamed of you. It will never be ashamed of you. Because when I was going there, my mom told me something after the whole stuff had happened. She told me that I didn't want you to go because I felt ashamed. Like, how can you go to the street of Lagos and be looking like you're begging based on where you've gotten to and the people you know? But she didn't discourage me. She just allowed me to go. And to the glory of God, everything turned out to be this way.
So now you have been doing music since 2009, but it's not been profitable. How have you been surviving? What has been supporting you?
My family, basically, and God. Because I'm this kind of person that I support. When I see you doing good, I support you. So when I'm supporting you, I do not expect you to pay me back. But at some point, when you're doing fine, I expect you to remember that, okay, somebody was there for you when you had nothing. Do you understand that kind of stuff? So I just felt like, okay, since nobody wants to remember me, at least God can never forget about me.
You mentioned that if music hadn't worked for you this time, this is your last shot at music, and if it doesn't work, you're quitting music. What would have been your backup plan? Do you have maybe a professional career other than music?
Probably go and start writing applications to different companies to employ me.
What kind of roles do you think you'd look at?
Well, I was thinking I could get a job at any media company because I finished from the University of Lagos, studied theater arts. So I was hoping that.
So you're an actor?
Yes, I'm a thespian.
Thespian, that's beautiful. Have you been featured in any movies,
Not
stage
at
plays?
All. Not at all.
And is it something you're looking to explore?
Exactly. Even before I gave a shot to my music when I went to the street of Lagos, I actually reached out to a whole lot of actors in the industry, sent DMs, and most of them replied and were like, go through this link, go through. But at the end of the day, you have to pay to get in this clique. You have to pay to get in this clique.
Is that a reality you experienced in Hollywood?
Yes. I'm telling you.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm just trying like, what can I even do that they will not even ask for money in this life? Then I thought of something else again, like maybe I should just open a shawarma spot. I should just start up my business there and probably get a salon and put somebody there, probably unisex salon, doing hair, doing barbing guys' hair and making women hair and all those stuff. But to the glory of God, here I am today.
You've been through a lot. You've explored different ideas and potentials of what you wanted to do with your life, which is interestingly the reality of a lot of young people, because you come out with hopes, dreams and aspirations, but unfortunately life presents you with other choices. Tell us about the lowest moment of your life and your career so far.
I can't. If I mean to start talking, we will not live here, because I've seen it all. At my young age, I have seen it all, but let me just give glory to God.
That's a good way to wrap it up there. And we wish you all the best with your career.
Thank you.
I think we're learning that if you want something so bad, you must go after it with all your heart.
Definitely. And one thing before I leave, I want to thank Mr. John Obidi. God, one of those people who actually, I don't know this man from nowhere. He actually invited me over, sat me down, advised me. But like, guy, it's your courage for you to come out and do this stuff, and people are now. My mom called me. I was like, do you know you've influenced a whole lot of people?
And
people
the truth is, you are going to influence a lot more people. We do hope that, we wish you all the best with your career. And we say thank you to everyone who's been a part of this. And to all young people who are who have a dream. Do the best to chase it to the best of your ability. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, man.